Now, what's trending now among teenagers? And I'm gonna be just sharing about what's going on in Pelham. Vaping is really big. A lot of 11, 12-year-old kids, they've been vaping. They've been caught at the schools vaping at the elementary schools. Um, and what's been happening a lot of times, the school resource officer, they take care of the issue. A lot of times, sometimes, you know, um, we write them, whichever officer, gets in contact with them, they'll write them a citation. They'll go to court. And we've had 11, 12-year-old or 11, 12-year-old individuals that go through the court system. Um, the judge talks to them, and they have, of course, the parents end up paying whatever fine the judge orders them to pay. But that's one of the things is very trendy right now. And if you don't know what they're using on the, I was trying to think of the name earlier. Uh, what are they using to vape? Um, Juuls. The Juuls, they're not as popular anymore. I don't think I've been hearing a lot. But if you don't know what they are, look them up. I mean, they come. I was showing somebody earlier, or the other group in Spanish. A lot of them look like a USB drive, and they can be carrying that in their pocket, in their backpack. If I look at one of these, I'm like, oh, it's just a USB drive. I don't even think anything about it. But if you don't know what they look like, I have a slide. I'm not going to concentrate too much on this, but I have a slide that it gives, all kinds of different vaping devices. Exposure to sexually explicit content. Um, I don't know why. It's very popular. Middle school and high school, a lot of kids. And most of the time we think it's boys doing it. We've had cases where girls are the ones instigating, they're the ones sending nudes to other boys. I've talked to the kids last or 2 weeks ago, about how to take care, respect themselves, respecting their bodies. And somebody asked me a question, and it was a very good question. And they said, "What if somebody's asking me for nudes?" And that's when I told them, talk to your parents. They're the only ones who, even though they look like the enemy, because my parents were the enemy number one when I was 15. But although they look like the enemy, they're the ones who are going to be there to save you. Say something. Do a report. Get a hold of the situation while you can before it gets worse. Cyberbullying, that happens a lot. That's one of the things that we've been seeing lately. The charge that we can depending on the type of the situation, but that can be a charge as harassing communications. Sometimes as parents, we're like, we don't want to mess up the kids' lives, or we don't want to, get involved, but there's an actual charge. And that's one of the things that I told the kids a couple of weeks ago. Possession and dissemination of obscene matter, reproduction, possession and dissemination, pretty much child pornography. Um, One of the things that our Shelby County District Attorney's Office is clear about is that if a boy or a girl sends a picture or video to another boy and a girl, they're going to charge whoever sends the picture and whoever receives it. That way it's equal. A lot of times, now what if somebody receives it and like, hey, I didn't ask for it? That's where we do forensic interviews. That's what we do. We take their cell phones, like I was saying earlier. We check and download and check their messages and stuff like that. And a lot of times, of course, our kids are going to tell us one thing, but their cell phone is going to show something else. And this goes for adults and kids. Our cell phones, pretty much all of our life is in our cell phones, right? So I tell the kids, you got to be careful with those things. Violence, harassment, harassing communications, sextortion, like I mentioned before, um, child pornography, minor possession of tobacco products. I haven't seen kids, and I don't know about Detective Sniper or, them carrying cigarettes like we used to when we were in high school. That's not cool anymore. The cool thing to do right now is vaping. minor possession of alcohol, and of course, possession of marijuana. So those are the things that are trending that we are seeing in, and I just want to say in Pelham. There's other crimes, of course, that happen, but those are the for the majority of the time that is trending among teenagers. Those are the what they're using to vape, jewels, and different devices that they use for to vape. What now? Sometimes we say, well, we don't know, it won't hurt us, right? Eventually, it will. Sometimes, as adults, we tend to sweep things under the rug, and we're like, they're gonna grow out of it. They're gonna be okay. As parents, it's our responsibility to talk to our kids about everything that goes on. We say a lot of times, so I'm just gonna send them to school. They're gonna educate them there, and they're gonna take care of them. Yes and yes, but it's our responsibility to educate them at home, to talk to them about these things. At school, they're going to learn about math, about history, science, and everything else. So it's our responsibility as parents to teach them about these things that are going on around us.